Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Wednesday morning and I don't think the weather can quite make up its mind what it's going to do today. We've got a couple of things to talk about in relation to the Kiely Rodni case. First of all, some of you will have seen this already. It's currently doing the rounds on social media, and that is that Jagger, Kiely's ex-boyfriend, has been cleared. Tilly, come here. Oh, she's gone up the hill. Yep, she's going right up the hill. I do not have time for this today.
One eternity later.
Put your head in there. Honestly, the US Sun, if you can believe them, broke this story. All these unfounded murder accusations on social media. Jagger's very upset by it. And one of the reporters reached out to an insider at Nevada County Sheriff's Office. And one of the reporters was replying to comments on Twitter. And I didn't screenshot her reply, actually, to what someone said, but it was to the effect of, how do you know, kind of thing. And she said, well, sometimes you just have to ask. So here's my question to the US Sun. If you've asked about Jagger specifically, have you asked about other young people who are connected to the party? Why focus on Jagger? I mean, yeah, a description by Nick, roadside assistance guy, made lots of people, including me, question whether that was Jagger on Saturday morning at Boca Reservoir in Kiely's vehicle, with Kiely or someone who looked like Kiely. So maybe that's why the US Sun are focused on Jagger. But what about other people who have behaved suspiciously in this case? Other people who've made inconsistent comments or may have even just flat out lied, like Sammy. If Nevada County Sheriff's Office are willing to tell newspapers when they ask that certain people have been cleared, well, ask about the other people who were involved in this story. Ask about them. But if this is true and Jagger has been cleared and he's got an alibi that's checked out, well, good for him. That's fine. Tick him off the list. It's interesting, if this is true, that Nevada County Sheriff's Office have had a list of persons of interest. And if they're still looking into this list, then maybe they are considering, seriously considering the prospect that this was foul play. I still think they'll rule it an accident, but that's just my opinion. The second thing I want to talk about is these fight clubs. Now, I did a video a few days ago, and the second half of that video was about these fight clubs. Now, I know that people don't tend to watch to the end of videos, so some of you might have started that video and not got to the end, so not got to what I talked about in relation to fight clubs. So please do go and check that out. I'll leave it in the cards if you want to save some time. Scroll along and go to the bit where my discussion about fight clubs starts. But fight clubs are a thing. Fight clubs have been kind of a cult thing. Not cult as in a cult, but there's a cult following of the Fight Club film, which was released in 1999. Young people think they've reinvented the wheel by organising these fight clubs. Come on. Because fight clubs have always existed. Bare knuckle fights, organised with, certain rules, have existed in this place for many, many years. About 5-6 miles in that direction. That's where my granddad grew up, and his Uncle Joe was a bare knuckle fighter, and they used to organise these events, and they used to bet on it, illegal betting, and the winner got, cut. Winner got paid some. And apparently my granddad's Uncle Joe was very good at this. So yeah, in the 20s, years and years and years before the film, bare knuckle fighting has been a thing. Maybe it's died out in this area now, but in places where, young kids might be a bit bored, feel the strains of society, want to release tension, want to feel good about themselves, want to feel big, want to feel strong, think they're radical for doing these things. Fight clubs exist. And some footage has come out. I found this on Sleuthy Goosey's Twitter page from one of the Chucky parties. This is back in March. Now, I'm not going to play the footage here because YouTube will age restrict my video if I show fight footage, and then YouTube won't put it out there, in the algorithm. But I did a little video over on Michelle Walks yesterday. It's only 4 minutes long, showing these fights. And one of the rules, according to this source from Sleuthy Goosey, is that they don't hit the face or the head. These are friendly fights. No one's going to get hurt, and someone mediates them, so splits them up if necessary. Okay, so I slowed down this footage of just one of these fights. Some guy thinking he's Jackie Chan, so right up to the face, and it knocked someone backwards, completely knocked him out. So there's that. Because guys, look, there's no such thing as a friendly fight. Fighting, organised fighting, is a sport. Boxing, MMA, wrestling, judo, all organised fighting. They want to hurt them so much, that it's necessary to beat them. They don't want to hurt them, like they don't have a bone to pick with them as such. But people do still get very hurt. If you get KO'd in a fight, you get knocked out. What is that? That's a concussion. That's a temporary brain injury. Look at what concussion is. Look, I used to fight. I was a martial artist back in the 90s and early 2000s for a few years. Whether I fought outside of the dojo is another matter that I'm not going to talk about, don't need to. But we used to do touch sparring as a part of a warm-up. So, you punch and kick, but you only touch your opponent, and you don't touch the head or the face for safety reasons. Do you know how many injuries there were? Loads. And this was friendly fighting, just as part of a warm-up. Loads. I busted a few noses by accident, because once the adrenaline's going, you do get rougher. I've had a finger broken. I have 2 fingers broken, actually. I've had a nose broken. Never had a concussion, but I've seen a few. Just training. Seen a few. I've seen someone dislocate the shoulder. Seen someone break their ankle. These injuries happen. Now, if someone's KO'd, they don't have to hit the back of the head hard, and that is a brain injury. And someone made a great point to, in my comment section, someone made a great point to that video and said, concussion can look like intoxication. That someone is unsteady, maybe can't talk properly, stumbling around. At a party where there's alcohol and other drugs being passed around, somebody with a concussion can be mistaken for being drunk. I said the other day in my video about the fight clubs that if it was Kiely's first time at one of these fight clubs, and we know fighting was taking place at the party on the 5th of August, we know, because Sammy told us. Sammy told us that. She told it out of her own mouth. Is she lying? Probably not about that, because we got evidence that these trucky parties involve fight clubs. So why would this party be any different? But if it was the first time that Kiely went to one of these fight club parties, was she required to fight? Did she get hit in the head? Did she get a concussion that looked like intoxication? Did she? Do you know what? It's a good possibility for me. It's one of the theories that's higher up on my list. Did she pass out and people just thought, oh, she passed out and left her and something bad happened? You know, these Jane Does that are coming forward, how well do we believe them? We can spot the inconsistencies that Sammy has got. Oh, come on, Tilly. I'm not playing around today. I've got things to do. Tilly, come on. I've got things to do today. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. Come on. Come on, Toes. Come on, Toes. Good girl. Oh, she's awkward. You're awkward. You're really awkward. Come on. Who KO'd her, though? Well, no idea. What happened after? No idea. Did people panic? No idea. Did people put her in the back of a vehicle and thought, well, let her sleep it off? Bad move with someone with concussion. And did she pass away? And they panicked. Look, guys, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Look, I've had a concussion, not through fighting, through fainting. I'm a fainter. Hit the back of my head on the corner of my desk, and I was out cold. I don't know how long for. I do not know how long for. My son found me, and I was kind of just coming round, but I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. I couldn't tell him what happened. I started to come to a bit, and I literally crawled to my bed, and I went to sleep. My son was like, should I call? And he was like, I could hear him like in the background, like, should I call an ambulance? Should I call an ambulance? And I managed to just say, no, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. I slept for 10 hours. And for weeks after, there was something wrong with me. For weeks after, I felt like my personality had changed. I felt like I was angry a lot of the time. But going to sleep when you've got a concussion is dangerous. I was lucky. Did that happen to Kiely? It's a serious question that I think deserves serious consideration, knowing what we know. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. I've been Michelle. Hope you're well. See you in the next video. Goodbye from a miserable Miss Tillington. And a certainly not miserable Miss Cassie Springer, but she doesn't run off. So, what can you do? And yeah, guys, I am going to ring the vets about her. She's not quite finished her season yet. But as soon as she has, I'm going to ring the vets. And thank you to those who've reminded me in the comments. Okay, bye, guys.